Brighton midfielder Moses Caicedo has been linked to the move to Chelsea. Chelsea have maintained contact and cases are now willing to join the Blues. Florian Plettenberg from Sky Deutschland reported Caicedo with pleasure to receive a move to Stamford Bridge. Brighton will look for more than £80 million to sell the midfielder. Pochettino wants Chelsea to move for Real Madrid midfielder. Chelsea's new manager, Mauricio Pochettino, was interested in adding a new midfielder to his team because a recent report revealed that he had told the club about the player of his choice. Pochettino is said to be interested in the Blues to bring in Real Madrid midfielder worth €80 million, Federico Valverde. El Nacional reported that Pochettino really wanted to contract Valverde. He wanted to improve his midfield this summer, especially because players like N'Golo Kanté and Mateo Kovacic would leave Stamford Bridge this summer. Chelsea must submit an offer of £70 to £80 million to persuade Real Madrid to accept an agreement that Valverde leaves. Further reports claim that Blue has reportedly contacted the Valverde camp to announce their interest, and they have also convinced the Uruguayan player that he will be a regular starter for Pochettino's troops. Chelsea in final negotiations on the sponsor agreement of a new shirt. Chelsea almost reached a profitable short-term t-shirt sponsor agreement, according to reports. The latest information about this situation comes from Matt Law. Law supports claims from the previous day, which led to the state gambling company that moved towards a large money agreement with the Blues. This partnership will be based on an initial one-year agreement, which will make the council at Stamford Bridge produces a total of around £44 million. Negotiations between the two parties are understood to be at the final stage, with the announcement likely to arrive at the fastest next week. Discuss Kai Havertz transfer to Arsenal. Arsenal are trying to contract German international Kai Havertz from Chelsea in the transfer window, reportedly exclusively by the previous football transfers. The Gunners have agreed to personal requirements with these players, although there is still a difference of £15 million in the assessment of the two clubs. Chelsea are said to look for about £70 million, almost everything they paid a Leverkusen for his services. It still needs to be seen whether the London rival can reach an agreement regarding the transfer fee, but it seems that Mikel Arteta really wants to work with Havertz next season. Toni Kroos seems unhappy with Eden Hazard's move to Real Madrid. Hazard, who has developed into one of the best players in Chelsea, joined his dream club, Real Madrid, but he did not know that it would be a nightmare for him. 4 years ago today, Real Madrid paid more than $120 million to contract Eden Hazard from Chelsea. However, the Belgian striker's contract has been decided by Real Madrid, and he is now free of agents. But Kroos quickly mocked Hazard's career at Real Madrid. He says, "We have other players who come to get a lot of money and basically let his career die. That's a lot of money, and I think everyone will say it's not a good transfer. But let's be positive." Mudryk headed for Euro age 21. It's been almost 2 years since Mykhailo Mudryk played for Ukraine age 21, but the 22-year-old winger who played 10 times at the senior level has made him available for the team for the upcoming 21 European Championship to try to play. He became a little fit after a few months of disappointing since joining Chelsea, and previously today his election was officially confirmed. Now he will hope to score goals with greater regularity when Ukraine headed for Romania for the tournament. In addition to the host, they will face Spain and Croatia in the group stage. Fellow Chelsea players Noni Hajkic and Levi Colwill will also leave, as part of the English squad that is expected to have greatness as usual. But there was no Lewis Hall, which was a little surprising. They will face Germany, Israel, and the Czech Republic in the group stage. The tournament, which was held together by Romania and Moldova, began next Wednesday and lasted for 2.5 weeks. Inter Milan's head traveled to Stamford Bridge to negotiate a massive exchange agreement with Chelsea. Unique transfer settings can be achieved between the two clubs. Chelsea and Inter Milan are reportedly meeting and discussing the monumental transfer exchange agreement, which includes 6 players, including Romelu Lukaku. The Sun reported earlier this week that Mauricio Pochettino, in his first big agreement as Chelsea boss, could rely on the Serie A giant to strengthen his squad ahead of the new season, and according to the Italian publication Calciomercato, sports director Piero Ozziolo flew to London this week in an effort to mediate a massive exchange agreement between the two clubs this summer. Which players can be exchanged between Chelsea and Inter? Journalists say Chelsea really like the player's target is £69.5 million. Chelsea really liked the £69.5 million star when the West London club was looking for a new attacker. The 25-year-old player is much associated with a move to Stamford Bridge because the Blues want to bring in a new striker this summer, according to Football Insider. Martinez is their Chelsea target and their Premier League rivals Manchester United. In what case the price of Argentine players, the same outlet claims that Inter will ask for a payment of £69.5 million. Chelsea's interest in Martinez was not a surprise. With the attackers, they had difficulty scoring goals last season. Kai Havertz is their top scorer in the Premier League with only 7 goals, and it is far from expectations. Chelsea players are willing to take a salary discount to seal Serie A's move. According to Alfredo Padula, Kalidou Koulibaly was willing to accept salary cuts to ensure the return of Serie A. Senegal defender might not have a future at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea also considering using a central defender as part of another agreement in the current transfer window. Inter Milan reportedly had scheduled a conversation with Chelsea to discuss some possible agreements, including Koulibaly. The defender is a player who is in demand by the Champions League runner-up, because they might find a replacement for Milan Skriniar. However, they cannot afford the current defender's salary. Alfredo Padula has indicated that Koulibaly is willing to take a salary cut to ensure the return of Serie A, because he might find his place in a more familiar league. AC Milan hasn't stopped to bring in Chelsea midfielder Ruben Loftus-Cheek. AC Milan was reportedly still interested to contract Ruben Loftus-Cheek after the departure of Paolo Maldini, and aimed at reaching an agreement in the summer. But Loftus-Cheek is one of the players who is often mentioned in terms of potential out. He only has 1 year left, means the Blues should not have a problem in issuing it. In fact, they seem to actively encourage parties to release players who have only 1 or 2 years left in their agreement. Loftus-Cheek is not without applicants. One club in particular, AC Milan, has often been associated with him over the past few months. Recently, reportedly, the Serie A giant almost approved the conditions of his contract. The same report, from People in the Transfer of Fabrizio Romano, suggested that the conversation was ongoing to reach a full agreement in terms of costs, and all parties hoped and optimistic they would be able to do it. Can Manchester United, Real Madrid or Chelsea buy Kylian Mbappé? Kylian Mbappe's statement that he had no intention of triggering a contract extension to remain in Paris Saint-Germain after 2023-2024 had accelerated his applicant's plans. With no plans to stay at PSG for the long term and the French champion wants to get more than £150 million for him, how reasonable to move to England or Spain? The statement from Chelsea, by Adrian Kajumba. Chelsea already want to do a drastic destruction of the squad and control their salary bills so that Mbappé is the type of player who will test the plan to its limits, with a guaranteed megaspan transfer fee, even with only 1 year left in his contract, and the same salary. The French superstar will not be cheap for anyone. Statement from Manchester United, by Chris Wheeler. While the possibility of Manchester United offered Kylian Mbappé is very unlikely according to the club's source, the situation at Old Trafford can change quickly depending on the results of the battle of Sir Jim Ratcliffe with Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani. No one knows exactly how United's finances will be seen after the Glazer family decides between two main bidders. A decision expected in the near future. Sheikh Jassim, in particular, will create an interesting dynamics in the Mbappé situation given the ownership of Qatar over Paris Saint-Germain. Statement from Real Madrid, by Pete Jensen. Karim Benzema should have survived during the last year of his contract, and in 2024 Real Madrid should have contracted Mbappé on a free transfer. He will never sign an extension of 1 year for his current contract in Paris. Benzema's decision destroyed the right time of the plan and made Madrid stumble to pursue Harry Kane and Kai Havertz quickly. There is no agreement that really convinces them. Mbappé is what they want, and now they have to wait to see how PSG owners react to the challenges imposed by their star players. Barcelona is ready to sell its main team players, and Chelsea want it. According to Fishages, Ousmane Dembele might be on the way out of Barcelona, with Chelsea reportedly showing strong interest. The Blues are believed to really want to trigger the release clause of €50 million. The potential move of Dembele from Barcelona is a surprise for many people. French international players have succeeded in overcoming the misery of his continuous injury, becoming a key figure under Xavi Hernandez last season. Chelsea, on the other hand, see opportunities in Dembele. The Premier League side has financial power to meet its release clause. The Catalonian club seems ready to be separated from Dembele. Barcelona's willingness to sell it may be driven by financial considerations. The proceeds from Dembele's sales can provide the funds needed to strengthen other squad areas.